Hey, Devin here. In today's video, I will show you how to design and share an employee experience dashboard with your HR business partners, senior leaders, and frontline managers, and show the key features that I personally use when building a Qualtrics dashboard for our clients. The ultimate goal of any dashboard is to inspire change in your organization. To achieve this outcome, the dashboard needs two things. One, it must clearly communicate what the data is telling you, and two, you must be able to interpret what it means for your business. And let's face it, not everyone is a dashboard guru. That's why when I design dashboards, I aim to make them very simple to understand so anyone can use it regardless of their level of expertise. I know most dashboards and different softwares have the same widgets, so the main focus is to design a dashboard for easy navigation. So starting at the top of our dashboard, we have our filters. You can break it out by any data you have in your survey project. So you can see here, age, city, country, department, performance review, and tenure. And when you filter, let's say by age, anyone from 23 to 35, it adds the filter to every widget on the page. On the left side, we have our different pages. The general rule of thumb is that we follow a inverted pyramid of dashboard design. We have our headlines page, this page we're currently on right now. This is a must-see headlines that the viewers need to know when it comes to improving their employee experience. It shows the three most important KPIs and the trend line of how each one is performing in the last 4 quarters. We have our 5 KPI pages. Because this dashboard is based off the EX25 methodology, a side note, as someone who worked in HR for 5 years, companies should definitely adopt this methodology. When you go into each KPI page, you get a deeper look at its key drivers. So generally, I use 3 to 4 main widgets per page. So in the engagement page, we have our rich text editor widget. This should clearly explain what the widget is displaying. We have the engagement summary widget, which shows the distribution of a single category. We use it to show how many employees chose the top 2 boxes in our survey. We have a basic bar chart that shows the 3 index items that make up the engagement score. So it's motivation, personal accomplishment, and how likely are you to recommend the company to your friends and family. We have our basic trend line in which we track on a quarterly basis, and just below that we have a demographic breakout widget. It allows you to look at a metric and break it out by any category you choose. So department, work location, contract, tenure, or age. Basically, all the KPIs, experience first expectations, retention, inclusion, well-being, use the same widget. We just remap the KPI data source in the widget itself. Next, we have our comments section. This page brings depth and color to open-ended feedback. It shows comments verbatim as well as topic and sentiment analysis. So this entire page uses a powerful text analysis tool, which you have to set up in your data analysis tab. I will show you how to set up the parent topics and subtopics in another video, so we can fully appreciate how this tool works and analyze open-ended text more in depth. Going back to the dashboard, we use a text IQ bubble chart widget, which provides a way to visualize the sentiment breakdown of each of the text topics you have analyzed. We have a basic word cloud. It shows the most common words used. We have our response ticket widget. It shows the comments verbatim. Next, we have our scorecard page. It gives access to all the results and shows all items and theme scores with comparators. Next, we have our heat page map, which shows pockets of high and low scores. It's giving a bird's eye view of data and patterns and anomalies. You can basically see which departments score lowest in most categories, for example, IT, because vertically it has most reds. You can see what category your overall company is currently underperforming in, for example, performance and accountability, because it's red all horizontally. Lastly, we have our respondents page. It displays the response rates of all our employees in any categories you choose. For example, age, gender, country, or role. You can also break it out into pie charts. And also we have our tools and support page, which describes the method, metrics, and how to read the dashboard widgets. Once a dashboard is built, Qualtrics has one of the best org hierarchy builders and dashboard sharing capabilities. This is important because 99.99% of our clients want to share the dashboard with 4 common groups: senior leaders, HR business partners, middle managers, and frontline managers. The org hierarchy builder allows me to create a single dashboard that can be personalized to the viewer's roles, making it extremely dynamic and interactive. As someone who is an end user of this product, this means I only need to build one dashboard and just change the settings of the different roles. This is how easy it is. So if you go into the roles under the participants tab, you can see that I created 4 roles on the left side. So all you do is configure the project permissions on the right side. So for the senior leaders, as you can see here, they have access to everything, except they cannot edit the dashboard and they cannot view sensitive fields. For the HR business partners, they have the exact same settings as the senior leaders, except they can view sensitive fields and edit dashboards. For middle managers, they have a bit more restrictions. They can only see people at the same level and below, but cannot see information about anyone above them based on the org hierarchy restrictions. I also restricted the scorecard page, heat map, and respondents pages, and they cannot edit the dashboard. Lastly, for frontline managers, they have the same settings as middle managers, but they can only see their direct reports. I literally have full control on what I want people to see. Once the roles are set up, all you really have to do is add and remove people into the proper roles, and the dashboard will customize those settings and give those people the project permissions. And to share the dashboard, all you need to do is go into your messages, click on the dashboards on the left side, click on schedule email, select the proper dashboard, select participants by criteria, choose the role, and now I can send it to my middle managers, frontline managers, HR business partners, and senior leaders. Generally speaking, our clients cascade the results first to the HR business partners, do a workshop on how to use a dashboard, and then they cascade it to their senior leaders, do a workshop, then send it to their middle managers, do a workshop, and lastly, they do their frontline managers and then do a workshop. As you can see in the body of the email as well, each of the users get their own login info and unique URL link to their personalized dashboard. And that's pretty much it. Another cool feature I use in Qualtrics is called Spotlight Insights. And it helps you identify the most promising areas of improvement. So what you do here is you click on Insights on the top of your dashboard, and you can choose up to 3 metrics you want to measure. As you can see here, I chose engagement, intent to stay, and paid link to performance. When you click on Next, you can choose up to 5 demographics. So department, job levels, manager years in role, and tenure. When I click on Next, I can choose a comparison. I chose subgroups and company. And when I click on Generate Insights, it's going to take up to 30 minutes. As you can see up to here, it says right here 30 minutes. However, I already ran this report, and this is some of the insights that I found on this dashboard. For example, people in the sales department in a manager role in less than a year are significantly more disengaged compared to all other managers in the role with the same amount of time who are not in the sales department. Right? So it's a very good starting point of asking, why is this happening? And you can basically build employee ad hoc surveys around these insights. Lastly, the feature I like in Qualtrics the most is its built-in self-serving benchmarks, and pretty much every client I had wanted them. So the benchmarks are a 3-year rolling average, and they have benchmarks in pretty much every country and industry. So all you do is go into your settings, click on the benchmark editor, let it load, and on the top right, you can click on add benchmark, add a Qualtrics benchmark. For data source, you click on EX engagement. For the version, you click on 2021. For the metric type, you choose % favorable, which is a top 2 box. And on the bottom here, you can see that you can add filters, right? You can see that they have benchmarks in every country, from Argentina all the way to Vietnam. And they have Fortune 500 companies for benchmarks, pretty much every industry from all nonprofits all the way to utilities, and basically a region as well, from Africa all the way to overall Asia. And let's say I just want a Canadian benchmark, so I choose Canada. I label the benchmark Canada average 2021. And then what I do is click on next, and see here that it automatically mapped my survey questions to their internal benchmarks. One is because I already used the library questions from Qualtrics. And 2, if you have very similar questions to certain benchmarks, it will automatically suggest it to you. For example, I have meaningful discussions with my managers about my career development, which is a question. And then like, oh, you should map it to this benchmark library, which is I have frequent discussions with my manager about my career and development. So it's almost the same, right? And when you click on next, say, yes, I'm sure. All you really have to do now is go into your dashboard, click on edit page, go into, let's say, your engagement widget, click on add comparison, and now I have a Canadian average 2021 benchmark to my company engagement. Click on done, and there we go. And that's it for this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, you can actually reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.